All right, so there you go. There's a little Matthew Golden conversation. Last topic of the night. Really excited about this one. Jacob, you kind of already alluded to it a little bit, and we'll play it here. Hopefully y'all can hear it, and y'all let me know if this is choppy. I got the feedback from last night. You guys notice it looks like the connection's a lot better tonight. So we're trying to maneuver some stuff on StreamYard to get it optimized to the utmost, potential. But I apologize if things were choppy last night. We got to get that straightened out because Chalk Talk, it will not be tolerated. I will drop another $5,000 on this NASA computer. I'm just telling you right now. So, Tim, if you'll give me a screen grab real quick, I want to play this audio. And this was Jeff Hafley. Now, listen, guys, I want you to really listen to his answer here. Think about everything we talked about last year. When some in the media were running just wild with this pass rush sucks and this and that and this, and like this is going to be a heavy man coverage defense, all those things.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
All the that everybody was spilling, thinking they knew what Hafley was going to do because they watched footage from 3 college games at BC where he wasn't even calling the defensive plays, right? And not knowing that the NFL defenses are much, much, much different than college, where you basically got to be ready to defend a 6-back offense every single game in college for the most part. Listen to how he talks about this defense. Think about what we talked about a few weeks ago, where we said, will Jeff Hafley adjust before? Will he wait till they know how to attack his defense now? I'm telling you, he's already got the install ready, and he's got the next install ready to go. He's already working on that. Check this out. This fired me up. And you guys let me know if you can't hear it. I apologize if it's too low. Hopefully it's up high enough.
When we talked to you in May, we were talking about last year, how well it went. And you said, we need to evolve. We can't just do the same thing and say, here's the playbook and this is what we're running. So without giving the Lions the playbook for now, how much more stuff have you been able to do? And how do you walk the line between, hey, this is who we are, and this is who we didn't necessarily get to be last year because of some of the challenges, and here's the new stuff that we want?
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. And it's actually something we were talking about right now before I just ran over here. Last year during this time, we were totally figuring out who we were going to be. And we're going to be a 4-down front. We're going to play a lot of over defense with a 9 technique. We're going to play a lot of middle close coverage. What were we going to do? And then we evolved when we figured out who we had, what we were good at, who we were playing, and we kind of built it as we went, right? And as I looked back into, because you go back when you get in the training camp and you figure, all right, these are the install days. These are the practices that Matt has set up, and this is how we're going to do our install. Well, our install, like, from last year to this year, you would think we have a new defensive coordinator from what we put in last year this time to what we ended the year. So the beauty of it right now is we have a strong foundation, and that install is almost done after 6 practices. So now it's the tweaking. Now it's getting better. Now it's evolving as we see, I like this pressure, but hey, anyone else think we can do this and this off of it? So now we can kind of build. And what we can do is we have a bigger inventory. The guys know the inventory. And this will allow us to say, all right, going into the first however many games, we like this. Let's hold off on this, but have this ready down the road. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't think, even though we kind of believe we have a good foundation of where we are schematically, I still think we're going to need to evolve as we go because people are going to figure us out. Things are going to change around the league of what offenses are trying to do. And we're a different team this year. So we're going to have to continue to evolve. But where we are at the start compared to where we were last year is totally different. And I'm excited to see where we can go with this.
All right. So there you go, man. Jeff.
So much for that year 2 slump, Clayton.
Yeah. Telling you, dude. I love that he said he already has it ready to go. And they're already in the think tank. They're okay. What could offenses potentially attack us? Where are our weak spots? And when they do it, we're ready to roll it out, baby. Here's the counter punch. He's basically
get ready to go.
We're going to come out throwing haymakers just like we did last year. We're going to be aggressive in the sense of attacking the ball like we talked about earlier. Jacob mentioned it, them fighting for the ball, right, and trying to take the ball away. As Matt LaFleur always says, you win the ball, you win the game. You come out playing like that, and you're ready to duck, weave, dodge, and counter punch when offenses. Yep. I don't know.
Hey, Clay, I think we got a new Jeff Hafley screenshot right here at the end of this video. That's a pretty good one.
That is a good one. Isn't it?
Yeah,
He's almost doing the Jim from The Office mixed with the happy.
that one is going to go really well with this one for sure. I mean, different profiles. I like that.
That's
if I know Clayton, it's already done, and in 10 seconds, it's going to be up on the studio here. So
Tim, you put too much pressure on me, man. You know I ain't that good. Dang, dude, I need at least 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look at that.
Here's the guy.
All right. So what do y'all think about what he said there, man? It just fires me up listening to him talk ball.
Well, I'd rather look at Jeff Hafley than this guy. That's for sure. And yes, definitely. I saw some people in the chat talking about Coach Haff and the way he deals with the media, the way he actually, answers a question. Clearly a good communicator. Clearly has forgotten more about this game than I'll ever know in 10 lifetimes. Yeah. It's a pleasure to watch him work and do these installs, and the way he communicates with his staff. I spent a lot of time with Coach Ogabasi and Coach Covington down on the south end zone, looking at the D line and the edge guys. Hafley's always checking in. There's always open communication. Yes, Clint, that's my older brother. Absolutely. Yes. I'm just waiting for those season tickets there, Jeff. Any day now, buddy. But no, we're certainly blessed to have Coach Hafley here, and it's probably going to end up us, winning the Super Bowl and ultimately losing him to a head coaching job. Probably
he's not going to be here long, is he?
Yeah, not going to be here long. But hey, let's enjoy it while we can right now. It's going to be a hell of a ride this year. This defense is stressing takeaways. We talked about this at the top of the show. They were stressing takeaways last year. They just weren't getting home on a lot of those punch outs and strips. Now, not that kind of stripping, Jacob. But now I think things have progressed to where, whether it's the front, the middle, or the back end, if there's a completion made or a ball carrier's, running, these guys are all punching at that football. I'm almost wondering, how do you create that balance where guys aren't arm tackling, or they're not missing tackles because they're constantly punching at the football. You want that balance of being able to wrap guys up and get them to the ground. But at the end of the day, man, you put your trust in Haff and what he's trying to do with this scheme. I love the fact that he said, oh, well, everyone's going to catch on to what the hell we're doing if we don't constantly reinvent ourselves, if we don't mix in new looks and new approaches. So, I mean, he's all but telling you, like, hey, have fun watching game tape from last year, because can't wait to give you a whole new season of all new tape of this defense. So, and that's what a mastermind does, right? And that's what Coach Haff is. He's the mastermind of this defense. And I clearly think everyone's bought in. We had some issues last couple of years with Joe Barry, with guys not being bought in and guys kind of freelancing out there. Yep. I don't see any of that with this unit whatsoever. Yeah.
Jacob, what do you think of so far, man? I'll run down how the defense performed last year in just a second. Just want to get your initial take there. I know that obviously that quote, that soundbite caught your attention earlier today too.
Yeah, to the point where, like, I was taking the dog out. I stopped it. I went upstairs. I wrote it down word for word because I really did enjoy, like Tim said, like some of the chatters said, he doesn't seem like he's giving you coach speak. He's thinking about his answers and doing it in a way where he's giving you just enough to really have, like, you could write a story on that press conference. You could write a lot of information and extract a lot of information, expel a lot of information, but he's not giving away the playbook. He's not telling you what he's going to do. He's telling you specifics without being specific, which is a very rare thing to be able to do in a press conference nowadays. Like other people said in the chat, I do not think that his tenure at Green Bay, unfortunately, is going to be as long as I hope it would. I really do think that if you get – the only thing that I think would make him stick around longer than most people would expect is that I don't know if he's much of an offensive guru, and he'd have to go find a guy like Matt LaFleur to really round out the type of team that I know that Hafley would want to put out on the field. And maybe him being such a student of the game. And I remember when he got hired, Tim, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the biggest things that people that have played with him, coach for him, or coach with him had said that he is an expert teacher, that he was a great communicator. What did we just see in the press conferences? What have we seen from him with and how he's getting the most out of them? And with it too, he seems like he's one of those, he seems like the fun teacher, but that guys respect. Does that make sense? Like, that's how I like, anytime you have to be a type of manager, there's a few different types of archetypes you could be. You could be just Captain Blood, my way's the highway. There's nothing, no, not giving an inch or whatever, like type of, whether it be the playbook, the scheme, the situation. He very openly has stated that, like he just did, that we take it week to week. We can throw out a whole playbook from the previous week, depending on what the other team's doing, what my guys can do, who's healthy. Like I'm not just gonna sit there and make a cookie cutter approach for everything and expect that it's all gonna fit in the same mold. He really does, I believe, have what it takes. He's, who he reminds me of, and he's the opposite, obviously, end of the field. He reminds me of an Andy Reid type, where each year he's like, I got to adjust this. Guys are going to, like you said, they're going to be looking at this tape. That's fine. Spend hours watching tape that means nothing to nobody anymore, because I've already transformed what I'm going to do on the defense. And
then once they start catching on to the new thing, you go back to your old bag of tricks and you dust something off and catch them off guard with it.
Exactly.
I
think one of the things that Jeff has in common with Matt LaFleur too, while you were talking about him being a great teacher and communicator, we know Matt can go full Tupac LaFleur on us and kind of communicate and kind of communicate in a different way. The one thing, and I think this is why ultimately Coach Hafley got the job last year. He shares something in common with Matt LaFleur, and that is you are not going to find anyone else more prepared than these guys. Jeff Hafley is a master of preparation, leaves no stone unturned, is willing to put in that time, and it's showing right now with this defense.
And just a quick recap. Now we're talking about he's already planning to be ready to adjust. His install is already complete. He's got the secondary game plan, which is the overall approach. If they attack us this way, we're going to press into this and get the guys studying on that. You already got the install. You're good there. Now be prepared for us to shift gears and go here. Let's do a recap of how the defense performed last year. Okay. 5th in scoring defense in terms of points per play at 0.329 points per play allowed. To me, that's the most important metric you can use for a defense. You don't believe me? Ask the gambling community. I'm telling you, this is the one they really use in terms of offense and defense to determine who's going to be the winner, who's going to cover the point spread. This is like the golden goose right here in the gambling community. Okay. So we're 5th in scoring defense points per play. Next, 5th in total defensive yards per play. Okay. What's that mean? Every offensive play that a team runs against Jeff Hafley's defense last year, okay, they average per play 5.2 yards per play. That was 5th best in the entire league. So you're top 5 in total yards. You are, once again, in scoring, you're 5th in scoring. So you're seeing a legit top 5 defense, right? In terms of rushing defense, we were 2nd. This is yards per carry allowed. I could care less how many rushing yards you give up a game, because when you look at it, and you see a team that gives up, 212 yards rushing in a game, and then you go look at the box score and you see, oh, well, the other team threw 4 interceptions. They turned the ball over 5 times and gave them all those extra carries. And you look at the overall rushing yards, it looks good. Then you look at the yards per carry, they only average 3.1 yards a carry. That's less effective than someone who averages less, right? Someone like let's say they came out and ran for 4 yards a carry. Which one was more effective in terms of run defense? The one who ran the ball, or in terms of rush offense, the one who ran the ball for 4 yards a clip as opposed to 3 yards a clip. So in this case, yards per carry allowed, Green Bay tied for 2nd with Denver at 4 yards per carry allowed. Passing defense, they were 8th in passing defensive yards per pass attempt. Okay, so what that means is, when a team passed, every attempt they threw the ball, they averaged per attempt this many yards passing, and it was 6.4. Green Bay was tied for 8th there with the San Francisco 49ers, the Tennessee Titans, and, of course, Green Bay. Minnesota was behind them. When you look at some of the better defenses in the league, like Denver, always a strong defense, 6.3. We were only 1/10 of a yard per pass attempt from being tied for 3rd in the entire league. Wow. Right? So what's the point here, Clayton? 8th in passing defense, 2nd in rushing defense, 5th in total defense, and 5th in scoring. If you tally that up, guys, and you treated all those equally, you've got a legit top 5 defense. And he's already planning to be able to adjust to offenses this year. Oh, and by the way, Edgerrin Cooper has a full year under his belt. Oh, by the way, he said this too in the soundbite there. He was like, last year we're trying to figure out the first half of the season. We're trying to figure out where guys fit. We're trying to figure out what they do well. He knows all that now. So now guess what he's going to be doing? He's going to turn these guys loose, and then he's going to be pressing into Baron Sorrell, who was just added to the roster, right? Colin Oliver when he's healthy. Your Warren Brinson's, your Nazir Stackhouse, whoever makes the team.
Tyron Hopper, baby. He's flashing.
Let's find out what these guys do well. Put them in a position to succeed. That's what it's all
BTA.
about.
Know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right.
I'm really starting to get. I wish we had the clip of him talking about Nate Hobbs. Did you happen to see that?
I did.
The way he talked, though, dude. The way somebody asked about it, they said, "What do you appreciate the physicalness, the aggressiveness?" And he was like, he geeked out on it. You could tell that he was jazzed, like to the point where, again, he couldn't hide the fact of how confident he was.
Kept giving you that look, huh?
He kept giving you that look. And honestly, it was like, we need guys like that on our team that are going to be tone setters, that are going to be absolute monsters. And I don't remember the exact quote, but he basically said, like, Nate Hobbs is out there murdering folks. Like, if you go, you better be nice to Nate Hobbs. Bring him a piece of candy or a piece of gum or something, because practice guys don't want to go on him no more.
And it's funny, too, because
BTA. Know what I'm saying?
you can tell Goody approves of Nate Hobbs. Now, he don't want him hurting his own guys. Nobody wants that. Nate Hobbs didn't want to try to hurt anybody in practice. He's just trying to set the tone, right? He's trying to be physical. Goody went out and got that type of player. Jeff Hafley approves of that player. Matt LaFleur said, yeah, you might have to rein them in a little bit, but those are the type of guys you want on your defense. Those are the type of guys you want on your team. I'll tell you who else I want on my team. I want Rasheed Walker. Rasheed Walker. Rasheed Walker is one of the meaner players in the league too. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing with Rasheed Walker. He is a finisher. We've seen that firsthand. We got the tape to back it up. Sorry. So it sounds like Jordan Morgan now that Elton's back, right? And Sean Ryan don't have to kick the center. It sounds like Jordan Morgan, the left tackle competition, ladies and gentlemen, it begins this week. Jordan Morgan versus Rasheed Walker. Look for that this week, because the little birdies I got in my ear are saying it's about to ramp up at left tackle. If nobody gets banged up, hurt, and they miss reps, you're about to see these two guys go at it at left tackle. I'm excited about that. And listen, maybe that's why Rasheed Walker's piss is a little hot right now, right? He knows his job's on the line. He wants to be the left tackle of the future, and he ain't taking – now, is that the way to handle it? Probably not. Might have got you in the doghouse a little bit, right, Tim? You've seen it firsthand. But – I'm just glad this team is built with just a roster full of ass kickers now.
We just got to harness it, right?
Yeah.
You just got to harness it, and you don't ever want guys getting reckless. You know, maybe that's why Coach was a little PO'd yesterday. Maybe he felt like it was a little too much extra. And we like the fire and brimstone. We like the piss to be hot. We want that intensity. But, you know, much like we saw with Quay in his rookie year, you know, we can't have guys getting tossed out of games. We can't be taking 15-yard personal foul penalties, costing us field position and downs. I think if we can corral that intensity and get guys to play aggressive and ferociously but under control, I think we're going to be well into the top 5 across the league as far as our defense.
Completely agree. We got anything we want to hit in the chat here, Jacob? Bring us home. We got about 9 minutes here. 9 minutes. We'll just hang out with the chat. That's good with you guys.
Yeah, actually there is. I still had a couple without shifting gears too much.
Here, let's hit this real quick. Ed Madden says, serious question for Tim. How's Travis Glover looking at camp? So Ed Madden,
you know how he's looking?
Thick.
Ed Madden is Emilio is Ed Madden. Ed Madden is Emilio. It sounds like I think we found the burner, didn't we, man?
I think I can give him a serious answer, though. I mean, for the serious question, the little bit of exposure I've had to Travis Glover at camp when I got to see some of the O-line working is a guy that is clearly pissed at himself for the way he performed when his number was called. And I think he uses that as fuel this year. He's a guy that's constantly engaged and constantly busting his tail to get better. And I think he has a legit opportunity to play his way onto this roster, depending on, like you said, Clayton, you know, hopefully everybody on this line stays healthy throughout camp. A lot of things can change, but I think Travis Glover not rolling over after kind of a rocky start last year, you know, kind of being thrown into the fire and not really kind of looked confused, kind of looked like, you know, he was a little out of place at times. He looks like a guy that belongs right now at this point. Yeah. And it's still relatively early in camp, but I think Emilio may have been onto something all along. Some guys develop a little slower than others. Travis Glover seems to be progressing, and that's all you can really ask for a guy in year 2, right? Is that you're seeing progress. We don't expect you to be, a 99 on Madden overnight, unless of course you're Matthew Golden. They should be changing his Madden rating immediately. But yeah, no, Travis Glover, I'll put it this way, looks a hell of a lot better than he did this time last year. We'll just put it like that.
Yeah, definitely. What did you got, Jacob? Hit me with it, man.
Sure. I really, really love this one. William Herman, who had a great comment earlier, followed up with this gem. He says, Cooper had 13 tackles for losses despite only starting 4 games last year. That's equal to Patrick Willis and Bobby Wagner's best seasons.
Yeah, dude, he's a dog, man. I've said it last year, Jacob. It's like, and you guys remember when I first said it, hell, probably the 3rd or 4th time I said it. You can hear the hesitation in my voice because I don't want to sound like one of these overreactors, right? But the thing that came to mind for me watching Edgerrin Cooper play, especially down the stretch in the second half of the season, is the only other backer I remember seeing play like that was Lawrence Taylor. The way he would just shoot that shot, dude. Start, stop, shoot. He's in the backfield. And Jacob, not only does he get there, he gets there quick, right? But he's not like so aggressive he misses tackles. He's just got this natural ability. He's a football player, man. And again, I'm not saying he's better than Fred Warner. Could he be? Possibly. I don't know. Could he be better than Bobby Wagner eventually? Possibly. I'm just telling you what I seen. When they asked him to rush the passer, he rushed the damn passer like we had him kicking inside, and he was supposed to take one hand to the center and then smack the guard in the rib cage, occupy a double team, and allow Kenny to stunt over and get to the quarterback. He did all that, and while Kenny was trying to get around the inside, Edgerrin Cooper fought through that double team and smacked the quarterback in the mouth. Not only did he smack the quarterback in the mouth, he chased Trevor Lawrence out and punches the ball out, forces a fumble. Jake, I'm telling you, dude, I tried to harness it by the end of the year. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. This dude looks like a freaking diamond in the rough, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just another reason why I think Jeff Hafley's defense this year is going to be on another level. You look at the success we had last year. We just went through the statistics, the ratings, the rankings. That's what the guy, Edgerrin Cooper, starting 4 games, guys. With him and Quay only starting 1 game together, having very minimal amount of playing time together. It's going to be something I believe that will be talked about for ages to come. Yes. One other chat I thought was cool. United Bates always has the bangers here. He says, has anyone else kicked at camp outside of McManus? From my understanding, McNamee is still working out his visa issue in Ireland.
I mean, I was stretching on the sideline. They didn't call me over. I was, hoping I could hit a few into the net, but I haven't seen anyone. No. And they got McManus on a snap count, pitch count, whatever you want to call it. They're letting him kick a few up there. He's 100%, I believe, throughout camp.
Batting 1,000. What else do you want? I mean, why would we even?
Right. You still need another leg here, though. And so hopefully, I guess the scenario we heard today is they're basically halfway through this process. We should get the Irishman should be at 1265 in a few days, hopefully.
Is this guy available? Is he available?
No.
We don't want him. He's still looking.
I love
for
Holmes's nickname. Have you guys seen Holmes's nickname? I can't put it on the screen because it's just a little too risque. But I very much like that moniker.
Hey. Yeah.
Last chat. The one and only Mr. Cheesehead Murph on the Mount Rushmore of OG PTA fans here. He says, we have hothead corners, Hobbs and Nixon. I like them to be bullies. And I'd add in CV, into that mix too. And I'd add in Bullard. I think all 4 of those guys have absolute dogs in them. I think CV's maybe a little more finesse, but you can see that he likes to talk. He likes to chat. He's not afraid to, I always remember that interception. I can't remember who exactly we're playing where he made it in the end zone. I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to take a knee. That's pretty cool. And he's like, nope. And he got back out to like the 20 or the 21. So I'm like, all right. But it reminded me a lot of a young Jair. You guys know how I feel about Bullard. I think that his best football is definitely in front of him. We just talked about how Hobbs is an absolute psychopath, and I love it. And I can't help but forget, I can't help but forget that Keyshawn Nixon, I've went up and down with him in some of the ways, but I really do believe that he is a great football player. I think he's an asset to this team, and he is, I think, the veteran presence in that room, with Hobbs too. But I think that that he's seen enough football to understand what they might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's take this moment to be thankful for the fact that we've got CV, who is still extremely young, and he has seen a ton of action very early in his career. So
Right.
I think you could almost say that he's kind of a veteran beyond his playing experience, just because he was thrown into the fire so quickly. And you're talking about, I think this shows Goody's master plan. You put these guys together in that room with the staff that we have. Yeah, we got some headhunters out there. I mean that in a good way, not dirty football, but guys that are they're gonna chase that ball down, and they're not gonna let anybody pass them. I definitely don't see anybody flipping their hips and getting cooked on a regular basis, for sure.
Yeah. We'll bring it home with this final chat here from AFAM's mom. It says, Jacob, I forgot my Nintendo Switch on your couch. Can you bring it to work tomorrow?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Jacob, she's got plenty of room right there in the RAV4, bro. She can just...
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
All right, that's it, guys. We've wasted enough of everyone's time. Listen, I need a big favor, though. I need a big favor before we wrap up. The analytics are showing last week, we had 19,000 returning viewers. 19,000 people that have watched the channel before and came back, right? We're sitting at 4,974 subs. Guys, there are 14,000 people who are returning to the channel but aren't subbed yet. Please take just a quick second, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that bell for notifications. That way you're notified every time we go live. I can't thank you guys enough. It's literally, the numbers are crazy through the roof because of each of you. In the last month, the last 28 days, 228,000 views here on the channel. It's like every other day we're getting some kind of notification from YouTube going, hey, new achievement. It has nothing to do with us. It's everything to do with you guys. Just taking a quick second, hit that like, subscribe, all that. And the chat, the interaction. I watch other live streams that have a much larger following than us, and their chat don't hold a damn candle to you guys. You crush it every single time. It's just constant flow, people cutting up, having a good time, encouraging each other, poking a little fun. That's all good. And just talking ball. Can't thank y'all enough. So, Tim, Jacob, appreciate y'all tonight, man. This was fun. Thank you for your insights on your camp takeaways. We got a camp practice tomorrow, Tim. Is that right?
Yes, tomorrow morning and Friday, there's going to be a practice as well, according to the Packers app. So
awesome.
Matt's not playing any games. Gave him a day off, and it's back to it. They're going to go right up until family night, looks like. So I'll be there tomorrow for sure. Unfortunately, I won't be there Friday. So I'll do my best to give you guys some good content tomorrow.
Good deal. Well, we'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central. We'll give you all of the updates, guys, all of the updates from practice tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody kind of keeps their head clear. They don't go out there and try to fight each other. We get some good work in and press forward for sure. So, Jacob, that was you had to sneak that one in.
I wasn't going to say nothing. I was just going to.
No, but you put it on the screen, didn't you? All right, we're out of here, guys. Thank y'all so much for putting up with our nonsense. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you check out the Patreon group, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. First fantasy league's full. Second one's already filling up. Really excited about following that all year long. It'll also get you entered into the giveaways. $3 get you access to everything on the site, all the write-ups you see, all the analytics that we show on the show. I try to put it in article form for you guys and gals on the Patreon page as well. If you don't have Patreon, you're not familiar with Patreon, but you want to support this stupid little show, there's also a join button here on YouTube. Just click that and you can join as a member. You get access to custom emojis, all that good stuff. So appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow for PTA Live. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.